Let's talk about rich nigga shit. And specifically, I'm talking about a rich nigga at EA. After laying off Battlefield 6 developers, shout out to Dooms with the sub, appreciate it. After laying off Battlefield 6 developers, the CEO pays himself $38 million because Battlefield 6 did so well. Right, ladies and gentlemen, gave himself an $8 million raise because the game did good, but he fired a bunch of people. Remember when Battlefield 6? Shout out to John the Space Cowboy with the super chat. I use Quest protein shake, 45 grams of protein. If I'm in a pickle to hit my macros. Yeah, the best way too to get your macros in is just double up. Instead of doing one scoop, do two. That way, if you get 25 to 30 grams, instead of doing that in your shake, you're now getting 50 to 60. It'll make it hitting shit easier. But anyways, remember when Battlefield 6 dropped in 2025 and it was a big hit? 7 million copies in 3 days after becoming the first Battlefield game to outsell a competing Call of Duty, which, by the way, I believe Battlefield 6 was last year's best-selling game, or it was number 2. I think, no, 2K26 finished number 1. It was the best-selling game at one point. I think it finished at number 2 or 3 overall. And then EA rewarded the people who made it by laying off an undisclosed number of them, and also laid off the entire team working on an all-new, more story-focused game in the series. I remind you of all this, and since we're on the topic of former Dragon Age boss Mark Durr's recent characterization of the company as a hedge fund with video game hobbies. That's the exact way to describe this shit. It's just a fucking hedge fund. All they care about is making money. They don't actually care about the art. Because EA released its Form 10-KA SE filing yesterday, revealing, among other things, that CEO Andrew Wilson's total compensation for the company's 2026 fiscal year was over $38 million, which is an $8 million increase over his 2025 pay, driven in no small part by the success of Battlefield 6. There are numerous factors involved in EA's decision to give over $38 million to Wilson for a single year of doing whatever it is that he does, of course, but business performance is surely one of the big ones. And that category is led by Battlefield, which met all milestones for a high-quality launch, including positive critical reviews and stable services and gameplays. And it was a point where, like, it launched really well, and then it started to bleed, but then it stabilized. And I'd argue it's been making a comeback, especially since they fixed a lot of the issues, and they launched the new naval combat. A lot of people have been fucking with Battlefield 6. The highly successful Battlefield launch warrants a second mention alongside the move to sell the company to Saudi Arabia, and a separate category regarding the company's management in an unpredictable external environment. Big ups to Battlefield 6, then also to Wilson's pay package. His base salary, for the record, was only $1.3 million, the same as 2025, but the bonuses and bonus modifiers add up really quickly. There's a notable bump in Wilson's other compensation from the $600,000 in 2025 to nearly $2.4 million in 2026. This, the report explains, is due primarily to an increase of his personal security benefits. Nigga, nobody wants to kill you. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm gonna be honest, the average person, the average Madden nigga in FIFA Gooner does not know who Andrew Wilson is, okay? They don't know this is their greatest op. They probably think it's Ronnie 2K. An assessment conducted in 2025 recommended that Wilson uses private air travel for all personal travel as well as business travel, and a result has permitted the use of corporate aircraft for personal travel subject to a 75-hour cap, which ended up costing $1.2 million. Translation, he travels on private jets. He's just too good to fly Delta with you and me. Hold on, there's more. You may recall Joshua Woldens pointing out in 2025 that Wilson's total compensation for that year was 260 times greater than EA's median employee salary, a big increase from the 171 to ratio the previous year. Well, it's up again. The report says the ratio for Wilson's compensation to the median EA employee was 305 to 1 in 2026, meaning he makes 305 times more money than the average employee at EA. The gap widened despite the median salary EA also increasing from $117,000 in 2025 to $126,000 in 2026. Although EA noted that it had calculated a new median employee salary for 2026 as comparison, which, by the way, might sound like it, but this is not a lot of money because most of EA's headquarters are in California. Then they also have one in Vancouver, which is an expensive city. California, the entire state's expensive. 100,000 is pretty much 40,000 everywhere else. Freaking, for those unaware, the cost of living is different, so it's not a lot of money. This is fucking disgusting for a lot of different reasons. There's just, listen, do I believe the CEO of a corporation, a successful corporation, should make the most money? Yeah, they're the head, they're the president, they're the one that's, you know, making the moves to help generate the revenue. But it does get to a point where it's like, all right, guys, remember trickle down economics, what Reagan talks about? When does it trickle down? That's what I want to know. When does it trickle down, guys? Because we've been waiting for a long time and nothing trickled down. But he got an $8 million pay raise. And I have to ask, if you made $30 million last year and now you're making $38 million, how much does your life change? I have an answer for you. 0. You already are set. Your family is already set. This is fucking greed. And the only reason these people are able to get away with this bullshit is because people fucking defend it. No, he needs that, bro. He works really hard. The way they fucking glaze Elon Musk like he's some type of genius when really he's a fucking thief who bought his way into the company off his daddy's money. Trickle up economics. Yeah, all these motherfuckers do is find loopholes to pay themselves even more. And it gets to a point where it's like, you know, you want these people to continue to do these jobs, but then barely be able to pay for their cost of living, their families. At some point, people are gonna fucking revolt and they're gonna sit around. My thing is like, look, he knows he's guilty. Why else is he paying for personal security? Why does he need personal security, a personal flight everywhere? It's because he knows he's up to no good. He's just hoping that you don't figure out he's up to no good. And some of you in the chat probably know he's up to no good, but the problem is the average bonehead doesn't know he's up to no good because they think that they're gonna become the next Andrew Wilson. And this is why EA sucks. It's not right, man. It's just not fucking right. The only way you stick it to these people is you stop buying Madden, you stop buying FIFA, dude. At this point, the only thing EA, I don't even care about the next Mass Effect. I have no expectations for it. At this point, the only reason I still care about EA to some level is because I'm waiting on them to release Jedi 3. After Jedi 3, we're taking them on a day-by-day basis. This is a joke fucking company. 1 second, y'all. You should read why certain rich tech CEOs buy bunkers for themselves. It's disgusting. You know why. Fucking know why. So that's your latest corporations are evil greedy motherfucker update. And keep in mind, it is our fault that they're in the position that they're in. We give them this power and then they abuse it. But you have to remember, we give them the power. I feel like a lot of people feel like they can't make any type of change because they don't comprehend that we are the ones that are giving them the power in the first place. The same way those rappers out there talk about how much better their life is and how they shit on you in their bars, you don't have to support that shit. We're the ones that pay their bills. Like, I get it, you know, you want to stun a little bit, but damn, you got to stun every 5 seconds. Shout out to Tsunami with the sub, appreciate it. Next bit of news. Marvel Tokon devs vow to fix performance issues for launch day next week. They said to our PC players, the message has been received. Marvel Tokon held a beta this past weekend, finally giving PC players a chance to play Sony's superhero tag fighter before launch. It was short but sweet, reaching an all-time peak of 33,000 concurrent players on Steam alone, just beating out Street Fighter 6's beta player peak back in 2023. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but fighting games are niche. This beat out Street Fighter 6. This game has potential. However, PC players' toughest foe during the beta wasn't skilled players. It was stuttering, low FPS, and a whole host of other issues, including the game did not even launch. I originally downloaded the PC version. I tried to launch it on not 1, not 2, but 3 different accounts. And each time it crashed. It kept saying something's wrong with the Sony SDK, so I knew it was nothing wrong with Steam or the game. It was something going on with PSN because Sony is too busy trying to shove PSN down our fucking throats. PC players' toughest foe during the beta wasn't skills. Not the best sign given Marvel Tokon launches next week on Thursday, August 6th. That's just 8 days, including the weekend. During the beta, developer Arc System Works quickly apologized for the issues and shared some community tested fixes. They tweeted out, Tokon Warriors, what a weekend. Thank you to everyone who jumped into the open beta and joined the fight. This is exactly why we run these, to get the game in your hands and find what we can make better for the launch. To our PC players, the message was received. The team is, let me get the full giant. The team is already hard at work on performance that you deserve, with improvements lined up for day one, including reducing overall CPU usage to improve performance, fixing frame rate drops and lag, resolving an issue causing unnecessary shader compilation at startup, improving compatibility when streaming with OBS and Discord, addressing rollback netcode and crossplay issues. We're also working on fixing for a number of other reported issues. Every match you played taught us something, and we're heading down making sure Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls delivers at launch and beyond. This is just the start. See you on August 6th. If this is how this shit ran 2 weeks before the game came out, imagine how it ran 3 months ago. Shout out to Rocco with the sub. This is making me nervous. I don't know, man. I want to buy it on PC, but I'm worried about these issues because I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to play it on PS5. I don't like playing fighting games with a PS5 controller. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be honest, I don't like playing any game on PS5 unless it's a PS5 exclusive, and I still barely like it for the simple fact that I cannot stand the PS5 controller. I think it sucks. My opinion, get over it. I just prefer to play with an Xbox controller. So I want to play this, and I want to play with the best graphics. I want to play with the best performance, and that's on PC. 2-hour refund policy. Yeah, we might have to do that. Maybe I'll buy the PC version, and if it's running like ass for the first 2 hours, we just refund it, and then I'll order. Because I'm not gonna lie, if I do get it for PS5, I think I want a disc copy. I'll probably just order the disc copy off of Amazon and get it on PS5. We could do that. We could do that, chat. I forgot about that shit. Shout out to Steam refund, nigga. Cut that shit out, man. Isn't that shit great? Well, you could just test the game and then get rid of it if that shit is ass. Shout out to Wukong with the super chat. Appreciate you. So that's what we gonna do. That's what we gonna do. At bare minimum, it's good to hear that they are addressing the issues. I just wish that they would have did this beta back in like June. That way they had like 2 months to fix the game, like a proper amount of time. Shit, maybe even like May, 3 months. But like the week before the game comes out is a little... Set the timer to 1 hour and 55. Nah, facts. Like, I just feel like that's irresponsible, because to me, this isn't a beta. It's a demo. You knew this shit had issues. You should have been testing this shit, man. Does Sony allow anyone else to make controllers for the PS5 or not really? They do, but a lot of those third-party controllers, they suck. I bought one where it's kind of in the scheme of the Xbox controller, but it doesn't feel like it. It just looks like it. It sucks. I'm not gonna keep spending money on controllers when I can just play the game on PC. Shout out to Wukong with the super chat. Dan forgot my message. If you run the Epic Game Store in the background, it fixes the SDK issue. Epic Game Store is technically an Unreal Engine game. That's crazy. Is that true? That's crazy if you do have to do that. What sucks is the first beta was a PlayStation exclusive, so PC never got a chance. That's facts. I'll try that if I do have issues on PC when we get it. So that's your update. If you have any concerns, they are aware of it. They are working on it. At bare minimum, we appreciate the transparency. So I'll give them a lowercase W. Expedition 33 development team reacts to PlayStation ending physical disc. They said it's a shame. We already know what happened with the disc and shit. In a recent interview for Automaton, key members of the Expedition 33 development team sat down to reflect on PlayStation's drastic shift and share how their own love for physical media shaped their decision to release box copies of the record-breaking RPG last year. For creative director, I don't even know how to say that. I ain't gonna bother. For instance, Sony's decision to phase out physical discs hits something deeper than just the supply chain logistics, but it actually strikes at the artistic soul of the medium. He goes on to say, perhaps, personally, I find it super sad because I really like video game stores. Even if nowadays I play mainly on PC myself, we have a lot of people on the team who play on PS5 and love to collect physical discs. I think it's part of the beauty of the art too, and it's something tangible that you can touch. I completely appreciate that people want to have their rows of DVDs and games and just feel like they own them. So I think it's a shame. Business-wise, I can understand why it makes sense, but in terms of the artistry of video games, it's a sad decision. And I agree with that. I'd go as far as to say I have a new theory. My new theory is I believe one of the reasons why TCG is taking off so hard right now, I mean, it's been popular for like the last 10 plus years, but I do feel like over the last 2 or 3 years, TCG Pokemon cards have become just like super next level high. And part of the reason why I think that is because people just want to own something. I know that's sad, but that's my theory. I think people like touching something, owning it, knowing it has physical value. To a lesser degree, comic books too, they're having a bit of a renaissance. I think it has less to do with Pokemon and more to do with the fact that people like the idea of owning assets. And here's the thing, I don't think the average person is able to articulate that they love owning those said assets, but that doesn't change the fact that it's true, not true. You know what I mean? We can't own games, we can't own movies. Like, damn, let me get some Pokemon cards, nigga. Yeah, same thing with vinyls. Like, let me get some fucking Pokemon cards in this bitch. Yeah, I would agree with that with the vinyls and shit. That's fucking funny. Also, because the economy's doing bad, they want that $250,000 Charizard to make it out. Yeah, it's almost like gambling. That's real. And figurines, yeah. All that shit, any type of physical media or collectible, I think it all has to do with the fact that people want to feel like they own something. Because we're now living in an era where a lot of people can't own homes. People leasing cars. They now got a new leasing plan for the new iPhones. Did y'all see that shit? They partnered up with Klarna so that you can lease the iPhone every year, which, by the way, I know this probably doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't have any research. I don't have any data. But if you upgrade your smartphone every year, whether it's an Android or an iPhone, you are low IQ. I don't got no data behind that. It's just a gut feeling that you are low IQ. I give you every other year, like, that's fine, but every fucking year you upgrade your fucking phone? Get the fuck out of here, bro. And like I said, it always be the niggas with the driest phones up. I gotta get the new phone, man. You ain't got no bitches in your phone, nigga. Be quiet. I don't wanna hear that shit, man. Every 3 to 5 years to upgrade. I still got the 13. This year I'm upgrading. It's been a long time. It has been like 4 or 5 years, I think. What else I got for you? But yeah, I agree with this. Like I said, I understand the business decision behind it. Yo, shout out to Lucien with the 10 gifted subs. 5 gifted subs or more, $25 on the super chat. I owe you 5 push-ups. Be right back. Let me hit that shit real quick. That's perfect timing because I was about to segue into the next article. Oh, wanna do some push-ups? Oh, I'm sore today. Oh. It was shoulder today, man. I'm fucking sore. Hockey coaching. Do some pop-ups. Best gym buddy. Any phone I upgrade to must have a micro SD card. Hey, those are your standards. Stick to them. Let me switch back to my other joint. Nobody cares, news. Assassin's Creed Hexe won't release for another year, at least it's claimed. Or, I mean, depending on who you are, you might feel. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what's the temperature on Assassin's Creed. And insiders claim that Assassin's Creed Hexe will not release until the second half of 2027 at the earliest. There's not much known about Assassin's Creed Hexe at the moment, and the only official news is we received in recent times that the terms lost 50 developers and that the game director left Ubisoft. He said, by the way, not only is the game not coming out anytime soon, the only thing we know about it is a bunch of people have been fired and the main director left. But yeah, it's still coming. Now, as players wait for the devs to reveal the title officially, it seems the launch won't happen for at least another year. The claim about Assassin's Creed Hexe release window comes from a reliable insider, Nate the Hate, which we've referenced plenty of times on this stream. Recently on Twitter, Nate was asked whether he knows when Ubisoft plans to reveal Hexe, to which the insider responded stating the game won't launch until second half of 2027 at the earliest, meaning fall of 2027 probably. They don't need to rush a reveal or an announcement, especially after the success of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, the resynced version. Shout out to MK10 with the sub, appreciate it. In an earlier Insider Game report, it was also stated the game might be delayed till holiday 2027. From what we know about the game, it seems that Hexe will be more of a linear experience compared to the predecessors. Thank God. With some elements of open world exploration. Moreover, the game will feature a single female protagonist who has supernatural abilities. The game is also expected to have a fear system similar to Assassin's Creed Syndicate's Jack the Ripper DLC. Also, a recent claim states that Ezio Auditore is returning in AC Hexe. If you missed that story, apparently the rumor is Ezio will return basically as a Force ghost, because apparently this will be like the protagonist in this game is said to be the niece, the great niece of Ezio. And the rumor claimed Ezio would come back as a Force ghost to advise his future niece. When I read that shit, I said, get that out my face, nigga. Okay. That's real, bro. I covered this shit on the stream like 2-3 months ago. That's a real rumor. It doesn't mean it's true. Just so for the sake of we're not spreading misinformation, but it is a rumor that's floating around. That's what they're referencing. And when I read that shit, I said, get that shit the fuck out my face. That shit sound hella... Spirit, yeah, deadass Uncle Iroh head-ass gameplay. Somehow Palpatine returned. Other news, positive news. Orbitals will be playable on the old Switch through the power of friendship. As we approach the upcoming launch of Orbitals, the developers have just announced a suite of player-friendly features that makes jumping into the game easier than ever, including a way to bring original Nintendo Switch hardware into the mix. That's right, your old PS4 is unfortunately still viable. Launching exclusively for the Switch 2 on September 3rd, Orbitals has been crafted from the ground up as a purely cooperative experience. But while the main game takes advantage of the Nintendo's next-gen platform, the studio has confirmed that you won't necessarily need 2 shiny new consoles sitting on the couch to enjoy it with a buddy. In a detailed breakdown of the game's multiplayer options on the official website, the team revealed that the launch of Orbital's Global Friend Pass, a dedicated application, is hitting the Nintendo eShop for free alongside the main game. The concept is wonderfully straightforward. As long as one player owns a full copy of Orbitals on the Switch 2, then you can invite a friend who has downloaded the free Friends Pass app. Once connected, the second player gets to experience the entire campaign alongside the host without spending a single extra dime, much like It Takes Two did back in 2021, and many other co-op titles did the same in the following years. I seen someone messing around with Jak 3 with the multiplayer mod. What do you think of that? You got gameplay of that? I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a big Jak 3 fan. I'm a Jak 2 kind of guy. But you got like gameplay of that shit? How does that even work? For those who are still on the fence about whether the game's mechanics are right for the co-op duo, the Friends Pass application also houses a free local co-op demo. This allows 2 players on a single Nintendo Switch 2 to jump right into the opening chapter and test out the waters before deciding to commit to a full purchase. However, what really makes this release strategy particularly cool for long-term Nintendo fans is how it handles local multiplayer across different console generations. While full online play and native local co-op requires a Nintendo Switch 2, the team has integrated local game share support. This means if you own a copy of Orbitals on your Switch 2, you can actually team up locally with a friend who's using the original Switch, Switch Lite, or the OLED model. Through this local game share feature, your partner can join the action directly on their older handheld screen without needing to upgrade their system just yet, making the jump to next gen feel far more inclusive. And my only question for this is, how does this work? Like, you can do it online or you can do it sitting next to somebody with the game share. It said you're gonna have to like download an app. Is the person on the Switch 1, are they streaming the game? Or are they downloading a file? If you both have already made the upgrade to the Switch 2, you'll be able to utilize the online game share. Yeah, it doesn't say it. This is, first of all, a W for being able to share the game like that. Even on old hardware, that's cool. Imagine if PS5 niggas was able to share a copy of Call of Duty to PS4 niggas. Them niggas would never get off the PS4. Matter of fact, they never gonna get off the PS4 anyway. Fuck you, PS4 niggas. What to say? I just felt like saying that. Anyways, I would be curious to know what's the tech behind this. Like, are they streaming the game or you get to download the game to the Switch 1? I'm just gonna take an educated guess and say that it's probably you're streaming it, unless they found a way to get it to run on old hardware. It's not the most graphically intensive game. 5 push-ups. I was about to say, perfect segue because I'm about to do another article, but real quick, one time for the one time. Daddy. There we go. Okay. You subsidizing PS4 niggas? Tight shit, tight shit. All right. God damn, nigga. I'll be back. Okay. That's 10. Now I gotta catch my fucking breath. And the best trainer? Yeah, he's just checking my form? In the gym right now doing some meetups. Yo, pause, nigga. What the fuck? Great form, outstanding form. We trying to get right. Other news. Excuse me. Oh my god, bro. My dinner coming up. Hey.
Chat showing out yet again. Twitch and TikTok looking a little lame for real.
Yo, shout out to Seekus with the $50 super chat. Whoa. I owe you 5. Let me do this article real quick. I owe you 5. BioWare's former Dragon Age boss says a Mass Effect style remaster trilogy is pretty much impossible. Don't. 10. Chill, yo, chat. Fucking chill. 10. Chill. I'm trying to catch my breath. I just got done working out. Chill, y'all. Don't hold your breath for remasters of the original Dragon Age trilogy. They're pretty much impossible, BioWare's former Dragon Age boss has said. In an interview with FRVR, ex-Dragon Age series producer Mark Dara was asked about the chances of a remaster collection of the first 3 Dragon Age games, similar to the Mass Effect collection. He noted that while he had previously envisioned a Champions trilogy that would attempt to unify all 3 games, he doesn't think it's likely anymore. Oh, wait. Why? Because no one currently at BioWare understands the engine those games will be built. What? Am I reading that correctly? All right, 15. Chill. 15. He doesn't think it's likely anymore. Yo, everybody chill out. I'm trying to read the fucking article. Fucking stop. I'm gonna turn that shit off. All right, 15. I'm gonna do them. Let me get through this. He doesn't think it's possible anymore because BioWare doesn't understand the engine. That means the entire team must be different. It also can't be outsourced because of all the institutional knowledge is gone. So basically all of old school BioWare that built the classics like KOTOR and Mass Effect and Dragon Age, them niggas is gone. There's basically no one in BioWare anymore that understands the Aurora engine. There's basically no one outside of BioWare anywhere that understands the Aurora engine. So unlike Mass Effect, which is Unreal, there are basically no companies that can help you. And this is the problem with a lot of people. So check it out. A lot of people don't like Unreal Engine 5 for a bunch of different reasons. People don't like it the way it looks visually because they say a lot of the games, like a lot of people say you can tell when a game is running on Unreal. Some people don't like it, and I think the main reason most people don't like it is it does have optimization issues, frame rate drops, stutters, crashes. And then the third reason, unfortunately, believe it or not, some people on Twitter don't like the Unreal Engine because they think it's woke. I don't know what the fuck that means, but most people have a genuine reason why they don't like it. The fourth reason that you shouldn't, I don't want to say you shouldn't, but another reason why it could give you a reason to hate the Unreal, just some food for thought. Because so many studios are moving to the Unreal Engine and they're requiring new recruits out of college to come in and use that engine, that means there's a lack of creativity. And because everybody's basically using one piece of software, nobody knows how to make anything anymore. So then you become reliant on the industry, and that's bad because not only does it stifle creativity, it gives a way too much power to fucking Epic Games. Back in the day, damn near everybody had their own fucking engine. But now you're seeing, because everybody only knows how to work on Unreal Engine 5, we're losing. They used to say, you know, in the black community, we say we're losing recipes. We're losing recipes in gaming. We're fucking losing recipes in gaming. And it's a shame. I personally don't care about a Dragon Age remaster collection like Mass Effect, but 20. 20. But for the fans who are fans of Dragon Age, this sucks for y'all. It's probably never coming. This is what AI companies want. Unfortunate. I'm about to give y'all 20. All right. 1 second. Here we go. Where my button at? Okay. That was 20. Oh my Lord. Am I gonna make it through this shit? We're losing recipes. I'm fucking sweating. You said, okay, TBA? Okay, TBA. This is after my workout, by the way. Aki is literally the best. This nigga be all up my fucking ass, bro. And then last but not least, oh wait. Let's see. This game came across my For You page. Is it good? I don't know. Guns and Dragons announced a new fantasy roguelike FPS from the veteran developers behind Dave the Diver and Counter-Strike Online. It features solo and 3-player co-op, guns and bows and magic runes, unique roguelike builds, expand your base, blah, 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 blah. I'm not gonna lie, it looks like more free-to-play slop. Here, let me see if I can find a trailer on YouTube. Yeah. That's a weird mashup of devs, but it exists, so. But just from the art, it looks kind of. Yes, I'm out of breath. I just got done working out. Chat said high guard too. It just looks, I'm not gonna lie. When I see this art direction, I just lose interest. I just need a different art style, you know? Why are most gaming commentators so pessimistic? Or who are you talking about? Are you talking about me or are you talking about somebody else? Like, who's gaming commentators? Art style reminds me of Realm Royale. I just feel like it doesn't look bad, but yeah, I just feel like I've seen this game before. Likely because we've been getting force-fed garbage for a decade straight. I don't even think that's true. I don't think that's true. This last decade of gaming has been great. What's the name? I think what happens is, you said in general, you be like that sometimes too. No lie, you better than most. Yeah, because then I was going to ask you, I think the better question is, how come every time I upload something positive, nobody supports it? So then what happens is, I can't speak for everybody else. I can only speak for myself. I upload just as much positive shit as I do negative. Hardly anybody ever watches it. So then what happens is, because people only support things when I'm complaining about something, you get this perception when you see me on the For You page of I'm being negative. So I have to ask the consumer, why are y'all so negative? I can't speak for everybody else. I can only speak for myself. That's my answer to your question. Maybe you don't do that, but a lot of people do that. Have you noticed corporations are running rampant in the TikTok comment section? I have, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I think the last decade of gaming in terms from a creative standpoint has been great. People just don't support it like they should. You can't get them off these ball and gun games, bro. And then here's another thing, right? What I'm positive about, a lot of times people be like, oh, you're just trying to go against the grain. You're trying to be different. You just don't want to like something because it's like popular. And like, that's not true, bro. I like it because I like it. Negative judges in American Idol got more ratings than the positive ones. But that's not even true. I do show love. Like, we've been sitting here playing Avatar last night. We played that shit for a couple hours straight. Like, what are you talking about? I just tweeted this morning how much the more I play Avatar, I enjoy it. The last podcast, we sat there and praised Marvel, Tokon, and Avatar the entire time. I've praised just as many games as if I've said that I didn't like this year. People don't click the like button. Or at least you don't remember saying these things because it didn't make you feel anything. Because here's another thing. When people say negative things, it tends to resonate with people more and they tend to internalize it more, especially if I dislike something that you like. So then it comes across as like a certain type of way. People mistake your passion for hating or glazing. Facts, like somebody left a comment on one TikTok and it got like 3 likes. And dude said, I was talking about how I think Phantom Blade Zero should have still released when it was originally supposed to release because GTA wouldn't have killed it. Because I've been making this argument. People who play certain types of games, niche games, they're going to buy it regardless of GTA 6. They don't care. And this person left a comment saying, I miss when TBH's gimmick wasn't just hating on things because they're popular. I didn't say anything negative about GTA 6. What the fuck are you talking about? If anything, I said something positive in the video. I said that Phantom Blade Zero will be fine. So then I responded to the nigga. He didn't respond either. I said, I miss when people had comprehension. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? People in general just only lock in on the negative nowadays. Gotta support what you like. Dwelling on the past when you was all right, when you was getting it cash, but all right too. Wait, what are you talking about? That's hysterical. I read that exact comment earlier today. Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about? Like, what are you talking about, dude? Anyways, let me cut the air on. After that 20 push-ups, I'm not gonna lie. My room got hot. And then we're gonna get on the next